All right, so we're back. Sorry about that. Needed an urgent break. But here we are, of course, with the action camera. And I think I've got this open. Hopefully it should... Oh, that's the worst thing I could do. Obviously, this is not how this works, right? How did it actually work? Just completely forgotten how these things work. Okay, so was it from here? Oh, gosh, how did you get this guy open? Because obviously it's got these markings here, so it should open on this side, right? So yeah, it's very odd. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so it should actually come off like that, and. Got all these buttons, so access to all these buttons. At the back, obviously, you've got the camera, and I see, it might just sort of come off from here. I think I'm going to break this today, but yeah, I'm just trying. Yeah, someone tell me what you used to do with this one. Just completely forgotten how you opened these guys. Like, don't want to sort of, gosh. Okay, press this button, and hopefully you can open this guy here. Right, easy peasy. That's so bad. Okay, fine, anyway. Chat rate 1. There's someone... Oh, live chat. Live chat. Top chat. Okay. Right, so opening this up, you've got the action cam. 1080p, that's what it supports. It's probably not got any batteries in there, so we might have to pop that one in that we had. And that should go in from here, maybe. Nope. So there's one SD card as well on there. That's interesting. 8 gigabytes. Not interesting. Okay, so right. So let's just get this guy back in. It's good to have at least one SD card. Nothing. They actually sent that one for free. But you know, Chinese SD cards, they can be very scary. Right, so yeah, it's got nice texture in the front. The body's all right. I need to turn it on, right? So let's just get this guy open up first. Yep, got it. And the battery should just, yeah, pop down, and there we have it. Good job. Good job, mate. Good job. And let's just close this guy here. Right. So that's all done. Let's just turn it on. Okay. It's probably the mains to turn this guy on, hopefully. Unless it's discharged, which it seems like it may be. Okay, maybe it's discharged. Oh, right, so power button at the back. Ooh, sports camera. That's turned on. Good news. But the bad news is that this camera is shit. This camera is so bad. Like, can't be any worse than this camera. Like, this is like next level. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, what is this? Gosh, this is this is so bad. No, I don't want this camera. Like, this is kind of the worst camera you could have ever. No touch screen, so whatever. Get some options to turn microphone off or on. And click to record. And can you actually switch to some sort of a picture mode and stuff? Oh no, probably not. It doesn't give you any other options, just to record. And there are no other buttons anywhere. Nope, you can't touch to change any settings. And microphone off, microphone on, that's all it supports. When you click on this, it just starts to record. So it's just kind of an action camera that just records videos and stuff. Really nothing else. If I'm just touching, okay, so that's the mode and power button. So that does sort of change to probably a picture mode. What's this mode? I don't know what this is. There's also microphone mode, so you can capture audio, which is definitely going to be shit as well. And you can play some videos as well. The ones that you have had previously. Wow, it doesn't play anything. Oh, it does. Okay, it does play some things. And if you click again, you get back to your video mode. I don't know, this is this a camera? You get setup, capture size 5 megabytes, delay. Yeah, you get quite a few settings, but is this touch? No, I'm going to break the screen. Yeah, okay, off, on, whatever this is. I'm going to turn it off. I don't find this useful. It says sports camera, let's go. Okay, so yeah, it's got this frame as well. Yeah, fine, it's got all these different things. But yeah, it's one of the worst cameras I have seen. So I'm going to just get rid of this one for now. And we'll look back at it later on. What a worst camera. Sorry, TEMU, this one's not good either. So hopefully we'll have some other better ones very soon. Okay, so what's the next in my bag? I've got something in my box. I wonder what it is. VR ShineCon. VR glasses. This is our next product. So model G10, that's what it says. Don't know what model G10 means. Something probably to dropshippers. And at the back, obviously, it says size, weight, 200 grams, made in China, and FCC certification and stuff, and kind of the picture. So let's just open this one as well. You get a cloth to clean the lenses, I suppose. Use the guide. How you place your phone inside, I suppose. That's all that's going to be mentioned. VR glasses, really nothing else in the box. I'm going to get rid of the box for now, or maybe wait for this to turn out to be shit as well. But anyway. Right, so this actually looks a lot better than what we've seen so far. VR glasses, got the lens in there, and space for holding up your phone. It's got, okay, some cushion there. So if I was to just pop my iPhone inside, yep, easy peasy. Nice and easy to put it in there. And VR ShineCon virtual reality glasses. And then you've got all these belts and stuff that would obviously grip you on your head. You've got some cushion around, which is a bit damaged on this side. Not really damaged, but got off shape. Cushion around. It does make some noise as if like that, you know, that creaking sound. If you might hear this. As if it's old. But it's alright. Like, yeah, you can't get anything better than for this price, I suppose, at the price point. I'm not going to test it out, but looks all right. Obviously, all plastic, so not a big fan of plastic products. But yeah, you've got this VR ShineCon virtual reality glasses. Looks all right to me, not too bad. So yeah, let's test it out later on. Okay, next item now. So the next one we have is soldering iron. So this connects to USB-C and helps you solder items. Okay, so again, no branding information. You might be interested in selling this as a brand in the UK or any other country. But this is another one from TEMU. Let me open this up. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what we have inside. Okay. So USB soldering iron. It's a new one. It's always mains connected. If you are someone who's used USB, like if anyone has used soldering rods or soldering iron, it's always mains connected. This one's different, Type C. I wonder how much like electricity would be passed, how much like of the tip is going to be warmed up with this thin cable, like Type C. But it's always good to test these things, right? USB soldering iron section, second gear, first gear, third gear, gives you about 400 degrees. So it looks phenomenal from what we see here, at least on the user guide. And the box looks good, actually. Should mention that. Plastic, but looks very good. Okay, solid iron flux. That's down. I'm not going to open this. You've got the soldering metal thing. Very limited. Just probably just for the purpose of having this in the box. And you get the tip that should probably connect to this guy. It's got the USB-C port and it's already kind of scratched at the back. Anyway, so let me drop this guy in, maybe in this direction or either direction. Might just work either way. And does it turn? Does it work? Yeah, it's just pop it in and that should do the job. Portable soldering iron, USB battery, 3.7 volts. And as soon as I had this opened up, I can smell like plastic and stuff. All right, so let me get some. I've got this USB. Let me find that one. I've got this Chalmers battery, which should hopefully do the job, because it's a massive battery, right? So let's get the cable, like well, a quarter of a meter. That's kind of the size of this wire. And let's connect this guy to, well, actually this should have batteries in there, right? Or maybe not. Okay, so it does need to be connected to USB Type C. And is this on? Yeah, it's turned on. I'm going to click on this guy. It does give me this red LED at the bottom. So maybe it's just discharged and might just need a bit of charging. Let me just take it out and see if this guy works. No. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's got its own battery in there, but it just needs a bit of charging because obviously the LED did blink or turn on, or maybe not. Stopped working. Wow. That's quite a soldering rod. Is it already hot? No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, it did turn on now. So I might have to charge this, so yeah, let's just keep this for now. I might actually as well just, is this hot? Getting hot? No, not hot. That was a bit scary, to be honest. But yeah, anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to keep this guy just close by, just so it gets charged, because obviously it does need some charging, I suppose. It's all come discharged, so just leave it for now somewhere, and let's move on to our next product, right? Okay, I'm going to keep this close by, so hopefully in some time if you've got this guy charged. We can go back to that. So the next item we have is this keyboard, mouse and keyboard kit. It's in a very poor condition, this box. And yeah, this is kind of the standard keyboard that you get from TEMU or AliExpress wireless. With there are some models which have a microphone as well. Sorry, a mouse as well. This one's just got the keyboard. So it's got some information. Before we open this up, we've obviously got some information at the back. Modulation system, GFSK. This is the US-based keyboard. So normally, if you get anything specifically from China, you don't get the UK, like the one with the pound sign on the keyboard. It's kind of the thing there. So sleeping current 0.1 milliamp hours, charging current 200 milliamp hours, lithium battery in there so you can charge and recharge. And what else do we have? Getting started. There's on-off button, so you could turn on, turn off as you need. Caps lock, and all the other indicators are all there. Keyboard shortcuts. So there are some specific shortcuts for this specific keyboard, which we'll obviously check later on. And then there's the model information, HTKB333, FCC ID, operating voltage, and that kind of information. So just getting into the box, it's actually got the mouse. Ooh, that's surprising. So got the mouse as well, which is good. And this also does use Type-C, which is brilliant. But before that, obviously, as like I mentioned, all these items do sort of carry this very weird smell of burning plastic. And that's just literally stuck my nose. I might just get cold or whatever. But that's what we have now. So the keyboard, that's the wireless keyboard. And user information, Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth keyboard user manual. So it doesn't have a dongle. There's no dongle with this one. Just connects to your Bluetooth on whatever devices you'd want to connect to. And it can connect to up to 3 devices from what I can tell. Is this for 3 devices? Hopefully it is. Anyway, 3 devices is what I remember seeing about this product. It's about 10, 12 quid. Can't remember the price, but yeah, that's what you get. Very nice and thin, super thin. If you look at this, very, very thin. And if you, let's say, if you were to compare this with a, what do you have? What do we have around? We have a USB-C. Okay, that's probably a good comparison. If you look at over here, it's just over the size of USB-C. Hopefully that's visible. Is it? Yeah, hopefully it should be visible. Yeah, okay. So it's just about like a quarter over the thickness of USB-C. That's what the thickness is. There are some obviously parts which are thicker than USB-C. Of course, if you see over here, it's obviously accommodated the whole USB-C port. But that's how thin this is. It's got kind of a very thin aluminium frame at the back, which essentially houses the board inside the PCB. So on-off button, connect button. It's at the moment in off position, so let me just turn it on. Okay, the LED blinks, the blue. It kind of turns on power, it says. And what you need to do is you need to connect to the function. You need to press the function and click on So it doesn't say anything about devices, Android, Windows, iOS, control. Okay, click on this and connect. So it says Bluetooth connection to be established and should connect to some. Let me just actually check if I can. see if this guy can connect to my Bluetooth. I'm obviously connected to the dongle, so let me see if I can. I'm going to go on to Bluetooth settings, add a Bluetooth device. So at the moment, obviously blinking, so let's quickly have a check. Add device. Just checking if the wireless monitors, Bluetooth. I'm just literally checking if this device is discoverable. Yes, it is discoverable. It's sort of discoverable as Bluetooth keyboard. It's not going to be visible to you guys, but I can confirm that it does get discovered, and it's obviously very much visible as well. So yeah, that's the keyboard for you guys. And it does have this mouse as well. How do you connect this mouse? So open this guy up, pop in two AAA batteries, and hopefully once, okay, on and off buttons here. Should probably also connect via Bluetooth. It says Bluetooth optical mouse, so you might have to click on maybe this button at the back, keep it clicked, and then maybe it will also be discoverable as well. Yep, not the best of mouse. Probably you'd have better mouse at home. Not the best ones. I wouldn't recommend this one. Okay, probably missing out on something. So, right, yeah, not the best ones. Yeah, that's the keyboard for you guys. I'm going to keep this away. And on to the next item. We have... Alright, so we've got an electric pencil sharpener. All the kids out there might be very happy to see this. It's the electric pencil sharpener. Let me make it clear. Hopefully it should be visible. This is visible. Let me see if I can... Yep, okay. Sit. Right, electric pencil sharpener is what we have here. Interesting. 2 AA batteries that it takes really. And the box, electric pencil sharpener. It says replaceable blade, and AA batteries that are supported, that are to be installed in there. Color black. And what else do we have? Nothing much mentioned. I'm going to just go into the box and check what we have. Pencil sharpener. Ooh, what is that? That's probably a replacement blade, I suppose. It's a proper sharpener, as you can see. You should probably get your pencils in there. And what does it look like? Oh, interesting. So it's got a sharpener already there with the blade. So you just need to put your pencil in, and then maybe turn this guy to unlock. Oh, okay, so unlock. Oh, I see how this works. So you got these batteries, basically this place for your battery. Put your 2 batteries in there. It supports 2 AA batteries, 3 volts. Once that's done, it's obviously got this rotor, as you've seen just now. It's got this rotor that spins, and it spins this blade. And once you've got the pencil inside, like for example, I've got, do I even have a pencil here? Probably not. Okay, I can't demonstrate that. But yeah, if you've got a pencil in there, it goes in, and this guy rotates and will cut your thing to make your pencil sharp. And if you were to replace this, if you wanted to replace this, can you just, yeah, it can be pulled out as well. It's really no-brainer. This should have been there for like ages. But unfortunately, we never had this specific item. Pencil sharpener, electric. And obviously all the dust and like the parts of the pencil then kind of lives inside, and you can access that, get this cleaned up, get it back in, and get on with your business, right? Good. Good little tool. Good to see a different product in the market. Interesting. Gonna leave this somewhere. And moving on to our next items, there are a few more, about 4 or 5 more. Hopefully you are with us still. If you're not, join us. Right. Okay, so the next item on the list is this auto face tracking selfie stick tripod stand. When I was offered this specific item to essentially choose to review, I wasn't aware that it was going to be so small, because in the pictures it looked like really massive, like a proper, gimbal type thing, but it's really small. It doesn't disappoint me, because obviously good to have a smaller item. I'm just kind of concerned as to whether it might hold, heavy phones like S24 or other big phones. Hopefully it does. It's got a good stand, it looks in the picture. So what do we have around the box? Got the auto face tracking, 360 motion, swivel and stuff, color light, 1/4 screw at the top. So it can support your phone holders and stuff. Intelligent tracking. It's got a camera over here, so it does obviously track you whilst you are moving in the room, and it does kind of support 360. So if you're moving around the room like in circles, it should hopefully track you. P03 is what it says. Product model. ABS plastic is what it is made of. 248 grams, and mount holder is about 65 to 95 millimeters. FC ROHS certified, made in China. Stand and sit, it does kind of support that. Pause, so it does support gesture control. Pause and start, that's what it supports. Okay, really nothing else around the box. It does say there's rated voltage of 3.7 volts, and it's got rated current of 120 milliamps to 800 milliamps. Battery is about 1200 milliamp hours in the box, in the item. Right, so inside the box, what we have, we've got Type-C cable as standard. And then what else do we have? We've got some mount for the stand. We've got the phone holder. I think that was what the phone holder was. Yep, that's the phone holder. Doesn't go beyond a specific size, so you'd obviously have to install this in like a landscape mode or like horizontal. So let's say take this phone, for example. If I was to put this guy in there, I'm not going to show you that the other side. Okay, fine. So if it was to be set up like so, it does kind of support. It's got enough room for like bigger phones. Again, to a certain extent, depends on how big your phones are. Okay, so that's what it is. And then what do we have? We've got the user guide as well. So P03 is a manual, specifications, all that stuff that we already talked about. I'm going to get rid of this. And here's the item. This looks good. Good quality, good material. And I suppose this is kind of the top bit is what moves. And it's also covered. So the 1/4 of the screw is at the top. Once you've got that connected, let's say this is probably the ones that's going to be connected. Yeah, that's the one that should be connected to the screw hole. Turn this guy, lock it into place. Or is there any different method? No. Okay. Is it 9? Okay. Right, so doesn't look like I can connect this one on the top. Does this guy work? Okay, so this probably kind of mounts on to this guy. Yep, it does. It's like so. Hang on, wait just a second. Maybe not. Yep, like so. So there's an adjustment that this kind of supports. So it turns in all the directions. I'm just trying to see how this guy can be brought back up. So it's probably this should kind of turn. Yep, that's good. Okay, we figured. Good that we figured. And this guy should kind of attach itself. Type C at the back. UKCA, CFC, all those certifications are all on point. So if I was to turn this guy, yeah, okay. So you can obviously adjust the setup as well, depending on where you are and how you sort of set things up for yourself. It's got the 1/4 screw hole at the bottom as well, so it can be mounted on a tripod stand. And when you click on that, it does turn on already. So if I was to just keep it on to the bottom, it's probably the bottom that essentially moves. If I was to turn in different directions, what's that? Is that a light? Look, I've just kept it on the floor, so it's essentially the bottom part that moves in different directions. Like I'm moving, it's tracking me. Like I'm just moving just sideways from the microphone. Hopefully you can see that. And it'll obviously track me. It's got that camera in the middle, which is kind of tracking me, my movement. And then it's kind of green. And when I start to actually, let me do the gestures now, right? So let's get rid of the box. Everything else moves away from the shot. Okay, so I'm going to move this one a little bit further back, and I'm going to start to do that. This is what's said. I think that's okay. Oh, you need to obviously connect to Bluetooth to get this one connected to your phone, and that's when you could get the gestures, set up as well. Yeah, the camera obviously supports gestures and stuff. And if you move, like if you're moving, it does kind of move with you. And once you've set up your gestures and stuff, yeah, it's kind of moving as well. But it's not smooth. That's one of the things that I've obviously observed. It's not as smooth as you'd want. And yeah, it's a bit wobbly and stuff as well. Yeah, not the best of smoothness that a gimbal can give you, like a gimbal with that AI detection and stuff. That does a really good job. This one's very jittery, I'd say. But yeah, that's kind of the device. Type-C port that can be used to charge. And I'm going to just keep holding on. Should turn off. Yep, that's all turned off for you. That's your 360 horizontal rotation face tracking device. A bit wobbly and jittery, but that's what you get. All right, so the next device on the list is, ta-da! It's an antenna. Now this might be something for the States, because it might not be usable in the United Kingdom, as the bands and frequencies are different. Normally, Chinese products are made specifically for the American audience. But we're going to test this out anyway. It does give you some information about American channels. Just wanted to test it out and see if this works in the UK. You get live channels, whatever channels there are, live, connected to your internet, and just leave it there, and that should essentially give you access to all these live channels and stuff that are aired free or broadcasted for free. So it's got a few components in there. So just before we check around the box, we have digital antenna, HDTV, FCRHS-CE certification, made in China, DVB, DTMB, ATSC, ISDB, HDTV. It's not like 4K and stuff. It does give you HDTV. And 5 volts of power output, power supply of DC 5 volts, FCCID mentioned, And the model information, the model name is T900. It does give you sort of this UKCA representation CE certification, which makes me feel maybe might work in the UK. But it's, again, down to testing to figure out whether this works or not. On the side, you've got some information about specifications, frequency, gain, and impedance, horizontal rate, VSWR, vertical rate, polarization, plug-in antenna, cable length and stuff, and origin and stuff. So in the box, what do you get? How do you open the box, in fact? Should be... Oh, very difficult to open. No, not so bad. So here's how you open the box. And in the box, you get some cables. Up top, you get cable to connect to your TV and USB to power this device. And then a fairly long cable, so you can place this device somewhere specifically outside, which should catch some connection or internet or whatever you. Not sure if this connects to the Wi-Fi. I think it was mentioned in the document previously, but we'll have to test it out. And this is the device that you get. It might have antennas somewhere, or maybe not. And that's how it comes to you. Very simple and straightforward device. USB connection, connect to your TV, connect the other one to your antenna port on the TV. And you do have some documentation. You get this something, I don't know, nothing. All right, so antenna so there's the English language. So the connection information, obviously very standard and straightforward. And you get to the connection information, how you connect to the TV. Make sure the TV comes with a HDTV tuner. Correct connection between antenna and set-top box or TV. Adjust the installation direction and position of the antenna. Some remarks and stuff. So looks fairly straightforward. There's UKCA representation, CE certification, so I'm assuming this might work in the European region, subject to testing, but that's what the box is all about. This is HDTV digital antenna for peanuts. Okay, I'm going to move this one around and get to the next item. The next item is a bit special. It's super fast charge. This is something that I wanted, really. Unlike everything else that we've reviewed, this is like one of those things that you need when you're driving. Not to sort of get all the mess of cables in the car and stuff. This one sort of organizes your cables. You've got two cables here. One's the lightning and the other one's the type C. Connects to your cigarette lighter port in the car. It's called super fast charge 4-in-1. It does obviously have another USB-C and USB 3. I think this is kind of the fast charging port as well. Length 800 meters, about 0.8. 800 millimeters, 80 centimeters. That is as long as that. It's a bit heavy. What's the weight? Let's quickly have a check. It doesn't say anything about the weight of this product. Seems to be about 200 plus grams. Really doesn't say anything about the weight. Should. No. It does say consulting, business management, and some information about the importer, which is based in France. There's UK representation as well, Business Management Services Consultancy Limited, based in London in England. And yeah, Streatham. Okay, nothing else in the box. 800 millimeters length is what it says. Really nothing else to talk about. I'll open the box and see what we have in there. All right, this looks like a good build product. No, probably not. looks like aluminium, but feels like plastic. Product instructions. So your car folding stretching charger, instructions to use, 60 watts product power, input voltage 12 to 24 volts, USB output 2.4 amperes, stretch line length 800 millimeters, output 5 volt 2.4 amperes, USB-C output 5 volt 3 amperes. Very good, super fast charging product. This should give you good charging speeds when you're on the move. So let's just quickly look inside. Get rid of the box, I should. And this user manual as well. And this QC pass sticker. Okay, so what do you have in the box? First of all, model P16, DC 12 volt, 2.4 amperes, made in China, CE certification. You get the cigarette lighter kind of port. And this is all movable. Or is it? Oh, gosh, it's locked. Have I actually broken this? I don't know. Maybe not, hopefully not. But it's all gone free now. Okay. So there's the power delivery 30 watts, on the Type C. I can already see that it's jammed. No, it's not. It's all good. It's actually two Type C cables that are there, which is good, I think, given the changes in the cabling with Apple and iPhones and Android and stuff, which is good. Power delivery 30 watts, Type C as well. 3 amperes on this Type C and 2.4 amperes on this USB-A. Says voltage over here, so it should probably give you some numbers down here. And then it also says retract instruction, pull and hold the cable, gently extend 1 centimeter more, then release for automatic retraction. So if I was to pull this guy, ooh, cool. So as I've pulled pull this cable, it just holds. And if you wanted to sort of unlock, pull this again and leave it, and it goes back in. Pull this guy and just leave it like that. Let me just actually get the whole thing out. How long is the cable? Let's see. Oops. Yeah, I think it's very much. It's kind of the 800 millimeter mark. Sorry. Okay. So this is as long as it gets in terms of the cable length. These are very, very thin cables, so I'm not entirely sure if they are going to be good enough for, like, at least for the Type C type thing. So that's kind of the box that you get. That's kind of the item. DC 12 volts, 2.4 amperes. I'm going to leave this on to the side.